Hey there, nation, and welcome to the show where we help you to play miniatures wargaming on a budget. It is I, Commander Cheapskate, and we are back with another episode of Tales from the Tackle Zone, Season 2. This is our series that's dedicated to Blood Bowl battle reports, and as you can see, this is battle report number 10. It is fought between myself as well as my friend Brother Grimm. My friend Brother Grimm is bringing the Gouged Eye, his orc team, and I will be playing the Scarcrag Snivelers of the Goblins. This is game number, I believe is number 6 in our Old World Conference. So we'll be throwing it down the Old World Conference, playing directly against the Gouged Eye on this one. This is for my team, so really looking forward to see exactly how I stack up against Orcs. We're going to play some background music real quick. As the music is playing, we'll show you videos of both teams as well as the rosters. If you want to see exactly what my friends and I are bringing for this battle report, go ahead and pause, take a look at your own leisure. So that being said, let's get this battle report on a roll. Alright, so now we're back for the kickoff. As you can see on this one, my friend Brother Grimm is receiving the first half. When he called for heads or tails on this one, he called for heads. Unfortunately, tails popped up. So because that I won the toss-off, I decided to actually be the one who's kicking. So that way, what ends up happening is the second half of the game, I can receive the ball instead. So the ball basically bounced over here directly, just kind of like in the midfield over here. In the middle, roughly the middle of the orc half of the playing field. Now, when we went for the kickoff to Able events, we went with Ophius refs. Unfortunately for me, though, I lost the roll. And the reason why is because Brother Grimm has a fan factor of 4 in this one, while I only have a fan factor of 2. So that part was kind of rough. What ended up happening is that player number 4, or my Goblin lineman, his name is Grumpit, he actually suffered the being knocked out by the ref, so he is currently stunned. So I'm handicapped 1 player right off the bat. So with that being said, we go directly to the top of turn number 1 for my friend Brother Grimm and the Gouged Eye. Alright, so that takes us directly to the top of turn number 1 for the Gouged Eye. So this movement turns after all the activations for turn number 1. So let's go and talk about exactly what ended up happening. So this blitzer over here, blitzer number 3, his name is Gut Wrencher, throws a block directly into with a blitz action to one of my Goblin linemen. Managed to put a stun result on him, so because he is currently on the ground face down, he is currently playing up as well. He also sends up his lineman as well as his blitzer directly to his wide zone, or to exploit that to make his way directly towards the end. Now, meanwhile, what ended up happening is that his Goblin player, that character's name is Zogwarp, he actually moves up, picks up the ball, and moves up his maximum allowance directly towards his wide zone, making his way directly towards my end zone, so that way he can get a touchdown. Now, of course, over here, his big ends actually managed to push back one of my trolls. The most impressive play, however, though, took place with this troll player, player number X, his name is Toofgut Bonk Smasher. There was a block directly into player number 1, put her Two-Face as the team captain for my team, and managed to put a casualty on him. So because he is seriously hurt, so because he will miss out his next game, and at the same time the troll also increases their star player point by 1 point. Now, what ended up happening though is player number 1, that's the big and blocker Golgrot One Eye. He throws a block directly into my troll, Toofgut Bonk Smasher. Unfortunately, sorry, not Toofgut, Fullgut Stompa. Unfortunately for him though, he got a player down result, which caused immediate turnover. And at turn number 1 for the Gouged Eye. So with turn number 1 over with, we go directly to the top of turn number 2. Alright, so it takes directly to the top of turn number 1 for my team, the Scarcrag Snivelers. And as you can see, quite a bit of dramatic movement has taken place for the most part on this line. So first of all, my Goblin lineman with some support was able to push back this blitzer, managed to push him back 1 square, which kind of frees up this area for my team to do certain things. At the same time, I also sent in my Loon, which is probably the most dramatic thing I did. I sent Rugsnag Sharptooth, my Looney, and he goes directly into this troll, player number 0, that's Rockgul Brana. Rockgul Brana does a throw teammate action, managed to pass his Always Hungry test as well. At the same time, also throws the pass, goes over this line as well, and then from there, my Looney actually makes a safe landing. Now from there, my Looney Rugsnag Sharptooth basically does a blitz action directly towards Zogwarp with his chainsaw, managed to put a casualty on him as well, breaking right through his armor. Unfortunately, he got badly hurt for me, so I didn't cause any lingering injuries. He'll just miss out the rest of the game, so I guess it's kind of lucky for my buddy Brother Grimm. But at the same time, they'll also earn myself a star player point. And so because of the ball basically bounces directly from this square directly into that square, just from just sort of landing on the hatch. Now from there, I then send my Pogoer. My Pogoer does manage to jump over and use that leap ability in order to get past this Blitzer as well as pass his agility test and make it all the way forward. I did rush him up 2 squares forward, and he passed both those squares. So that way during my next turn, I could actually get the ball and hopefully run to the end zone and get myself a touchdown at the same time. I also moved up this Goblin lineman as well. This guy also moved up directly from there, passing his agility test in order to make it directly to the top of the wide zone. Same thing down here, my little goblins. They may not be very strong, but they're very agile and fast. They manage to slip right through these lines as well and manage to go this way. At the same time, my troll also managed to push back my opponent's troll as well to kind of free up the line of scrimmage. And that pretty much makes up my turn number 1 for this one. So turn number 1 over with, we go directly to the top of turn number 2 for Brother Grimm and the Gouged Eye. Alright, so that takes us directly to the top of turn number 2 from our friend Brother Grimm, and for his very first activation, he activated this Blitzer right over here. This player's name is player number 11. His name is Bloodgob Killispleen. He does a blitz action directly from the wide zone, also does a brush action to go directly into my Pogoer, so because he does do a block directly into Snotgoat and Annoying, does manage to get a power resolve, pushing both my Looney as well as my Pogoer down 1 space as well. Doesn't crack the armor though, so I'm pretty safe there, and the ball is still over here in this unoccupied square. Now from there, he then moves up his lineman in order to line up to support as well. He also does manage to do some pushing, take directly along the line of scrimmage as well as my Goblin player down there. At the same time, also moves up his blitzer as well as lineman down here in case they need to be able to exploit this bottom area for the most part. And that pretty much makes up turn number 2 for my friend Brother Grimm. So with turn number 2 over with, we go directly to the bottom of turn number 2 for my team, the Scarcrag Snivelers. Alright, so that takes us directly to the bottom of turn number 2. So let's talk about what ended up happening for my buddy Brother Grimm. Oh my god, so many bad things have happened. So let's go and talk about that real quick. So first of all, player number 8, his name is Bazin, which is one of my goblins. He actually moves up directly to put into a position to support a blitz action against player number 11. His name is Bloodgob Killispleen, who is a blitzer. Now from there, of course, I then move up my Mooney, Rugsnag Sharptooth. He actually does a blitz action directly into him, and not only do I manage to put a POW on him as well, but I also manage to cut through his armor, and when I cut through his armor, I cause a casualty on that one as well. So because he does go directly into the casualty box, he does get badly hurt, so because he will not be participate in this game. But that's not the only casualty they took. We'll talk about that a little bit more here in a second. Now from there, of course, we did decide to go for the rest of my team. My Pogoer manages to get back on his feet again. He does lose 3 inches of movement, 3 blocks of movement. That's perfectly fine though. He actually gets up, manages to get the ball, and actually goes for his maximum allowance directly over here. At the same time, also with this Goblin lineman, player number 3, his name is Grogaz. Grogaz actually moves up directly from down over here, runs all the way up his maximum allowance in order to support him, just in case this lineman decides to get a little squirrely. Now, meanwhile, over here on the top, so pretty much some shoves and some pushes took place. Nothing much dramatic happened there. But what happened over here is that player number X, which is Thulgut Stompa, my train troll, throws a block directly into player number, I believe it's player number 8. His name is Ugrag the Slaughter, is a big one. Unfortunately, I rolled both players down. I was a player down and both players down, so I decided to go play both players down as well. Now, we managed to penetrate each other's armor by doing so. Now, I ended up with a stun result, which is not so bad. But I managed to crack right through Ugrag the Slaughter's armor, and I put a casualty on him as well, so because he will miss his next game. So he is out of the action as well. So just like that, this team is down 3 players as well. And if I remember correctly, I don't think these guys actually start off with a full roster, if I remember correctly. Yeah, these guys only start with 10 players. So now they only have 7 players left on the pitch right now. So things are not looking good for my buddy Brother Grimm in this drive. So that pretty much makes up turn number 2 for this one. So we're turn number 2 over with. We go directly to the top of turn number 3 for my friend, Brother Grimm. Alright, so that takes directly to the top of turn number 3, and unfortunately for my buddy Brother Grimm, it's pretty much a short-lived one. He does manage to stab a couple of his players, but what ended up happening is that player number 12, Muck Dragon the Horrible, which is one of his linemen. His lineman does actually move up his maximum allowance and decides to rush it one more square, and decides to try to escape this tackle zone to tackle my Pogoer in order to stop him from actually getting a touchdown. Unfortunately, though, he failed his agility test. My friend also burned up one of his rerolls as well, which is kind of rough. So he did burn up one of his rerolls in order to try to do so, but because of that, he did fail that, so because his goes crash to the ground, and that pretty much caused an immediate turnover, which means we go directly to the bottom of turn number 3 for my team, the Scarcrag Snivelers. Alright, so that takes directly to the bottom of turn number 3 for my team, the Scarcrag Snivelers, and touchdown number 1 from my team, the Scarcrag Snivelers. What ended up happening is my Pogor actually managed to do his last of his movement allowance directly to the end zone and netting me a touchdown as well. So just like that, that pretty much ends this first drive. So because of my friends and I will re-rack again, and then we'll come back after re-rack for the kickoff. And we'll talk about that here in a second. Alright, so now we're back for the kickoff event. As you can see, my buddy Brother Grimm has lined up his team, and same thing with my team as well, going with this kind of like evil moon, smiley face type of deployment for my guys. Unfortunately for my friend Brother Grimm, though, he's only got 7 players left on this team actually participating in the game as well. And not only did I decided to, I also burned up one of my bribes as well. That's why if you notice, I have this little icon here on the one icon for the second half. The reason why is because that was supposed to be my bribe token. I do have one bribe token. So I burnt up my bribe token in order to keep my chainsaw, my loony, on the table as well. But at the same time as well, I also play my second secret weapon, which is my Fanatic. I put my Fanatic right between the 2 trolls because I want to wreck some fools with my Fanatic and hopefully knock these guys over like bowling pins and causing all kinds of problems as well. And I also got my chainsaw loony right over behind him as well, so that way he can be thrown if he needs to in order to get the ball. So because of that, when we did the kickoff table, unfortunately we got timeout. So because of that, we did advance our turn markers over by 1 more turn. So because of that, we do lose a turn for this first half of the game. And the ball scatters right over here in the wide zone, just right behind this lineman over here is what the ball ended up. So with that being said, we go directly to the top of turn number 5 for Brother Grimm, as well as the Gouged Eye. Alright, so that takes us right to the top of turn number 5 for the Gouged Eye. So as you can see here, my friend Brother Grimm did some pretty imaginative movement. Basically just moved all of his team members directly to the top wide zone. He's basically keeping his guys together, disengaging my trolls, so that way he doesn't get overpowered real quick. He did manage to pass his agility test for all those guys, just because they all do move over. At the same time, player number 3, which is his blitzer, back gut rangers in position of the ball, he moved directly to this top of this wide zone, trying to make his way directly down this area in order to make it that way. He also managed to push back 2 of my linemen right over here to make a little bit more of an opening. Now, unfortunately, what ended up happening is he decided to send Tufka Bonk Smasher directly into my Fanatic. My Fanatic's name is Magub Leg Pooler. He decided to throw a block action in, but not realizing how strong my Fanatic actually is. I told him not to do it because I was like, hey, look, man, I don't think you want to do it, but he wanted to do it anyways. He thought he could take him. I guess what he thought was that he thought it was like one of my chainsaw guys that he actually had bonuses for armor piercing, not realizing that my Fanatic was actually strength 7. So because that, of course, I got to choose a result, which is player down. So just like that, he goes crashing to the ground. Now, I did not manage to penetrate his armor, so he's perfectly fine, but that caused immediate turnover from my friend Brother Grimm, which takes us directly to the bottom of turn number 5 for the Scarcrag Snivelers. Alright, so that takes us directly to the bottom of turn number 5 for my team, the Scarcrag Snivelers. So first of all, I activate my Fanatic. So Leg Puller actually goes up forward, managed to smash directly into this troll once and push him forward. I then smash him again and push him forward again, not penetrating his armor. And then I smash him to the right-hand side one last time. So because I managed to push this troll as well as his lineman out of the way, causing all kinds of problems. Now, luckily for my friend Brother Grimm, not much really happened there. So he got pretty lucky, all things considered. However, the most crazy thing that occurred, of course, was during the actual activation where I activated my Pogor. So first of all, up here I have my Goblins swarm this player, managed to throw a block directly into him, managed to get a power result, so I pushed him back up 1 space, and so that's where my guys go. That freed up my Pogor, who then looped around the entirety of the line of offense of the scrimmage line, and got right in front of player number 3, back gut wrencher, and actually got in a good position to support a block. Now from there, I then activated my Looney, once again my Chainsaw, Rug Snag, Sharp Tooth. He managed to weave his way through, passing his agility test and pulling a blitz action directly into him. Now I did get both player down results, and I couldn't re-roll that. I didn't want to re-roll that one because I thought it was kind of worth it, even though I myself actually had to worry about taking the +3 armor for that one. So we did roll. Both of our armors got punctured. However, for my result, though, for my friend Brother Grimm, he rolled a stun result, so my guy was on the ground. But for my opponent's result, though, he rolled a casualty. And so because he goes directly into the casualty box with badly hurt, so just like that, he will miss his next game, which means there's only 6 players left on this table for the most part. And at this point, and then of course the ball bounced over 1 more square over. Now at this point, my friend Brother Grimm decides to call the game, just because he's got less than half he's got exactly half the team he needs to actually have to play in this game. He doesn't really want to lose more guys than he already has, and that's perfectly understandable considering the casualties he's taking as well. So with that being said, that pretty much ends this game with victory for the Scarcrag Snivelers. So with that being said, we go directly to the after action report because this battle report is now officially over.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Alright folks, now it's time for the After Action report for Battle Report number 11. This was a Old World match. I think it was Game 6 in the Old World Conference between the Gouged Eye, played by Brother Grimm, as well as my team, the Scarcrag Snivelers, commanded by me, Commander Cheapskate. So let's start off with Brother Grimm and the Gouged Eye. For injuries, he actually suffered 4 injuries in this game. Blitzer number 3, Gabruk Gut Wrencher, Big Gun number 8, Ugrag the Slaughter, Goblin number 13, Zogwarp. All 3 of those guys suffered badly hurt, so because of that, they made full recoveries after the game, so they'll participate in their next match. Now, Blitzer number 11, Blood Gob Killer Spleen, however, suffered a serious injury result, so because of that, he will miss out his next game and will not be participating in the next one for his team. Now, for advancements, 12 members of this team did advance. Lineman number 12, Muck Dragon, the Orable, got the MVP on this one and rolled the Fend skills because he gets plus 10,000 gold pieces to his value. And Goblin player number 13, Zogwarp, rolled the Catch skill and actually increased his value by 10,000 gold pieces as well. Now, for their winnings on this one, the Gouged Eye managed to score 30,000 gold pieces. And for their dedicated fan base, none of them changed because they lost, so they're still getting at 1. Now for recruitment, Brother Grimm decided to recruit a thrower. Player number 1, his name is Goldbrook Scabbard, and because of that, he took the remaining 15,000 gold pieces that he left over and he put directly into his treasury. He didn't purchase any inducements for this next game. His league points, he earned 1 league point for not scoring any touchdowns, which gave him a grand total of 1 in total. His new record, unfortunately, is at 0 wins and 2 losses, and his new team value now is at 1,010 points. Alright, so let's talk about my team, the Scarcrag Snivelers. For injuries, I suffered 1 injury in this one. Hooder Two-Face, which is my team captain, so it was seriously hurt, so because of it, he will miss out the next game as well, so that part is kind of sad. But for advancements though, 4 members of my team did advance. Goblin player number 2, Brickle, got the MVP on this one, and he rolled the Safe Pair of Hands skill, increasing his value by 10,000 gold pieces. Looney player number 16, that guy's insane. Rug Snag Sharptooth, he managed to choose the Sneaky Get skill because he got 6 star player points in this game, and managed to increase his gold value rating by 20,000 gold pieces. So now he doesn't get immediately sent off if he gets caught. At the same time, he can also finish up moving after he commits his foul actions as well, so that part is kind of nice. After that, player number 18, my Pogoer, Snot Go de Annoying, he actually rolled the Diving Tackle skills to increase his value by 10,000 gold pieces, so it makes him a pretty good defensive player. And at the same time, player number X, Pillow Pants is the name of the troll. I decided to change my trolls' names to Pillow Pants and Lister Fiend. If you get the reference where those names come from for these 2 trolls, please put it down in the comment section. I think you're a student of culture and you're a pretty cool person if you know those. So anyways, player number X, Pillow Pants, my troll, he managed to roll the Armbar skill as well, so because it does cause a little bit more damage for armor penetration, and at the same time increases his player value by 10,000 gold pieces as well. Now for my minute winnings, I was able to score 40,000 gold pieces in this game, and when combined the 25,000 gold pieces at my treasury, give me a grand total of 65 gold pieces in total. My dedicated fan base also increased by 1 as well, so now I have a dedicated fan base of 2. I didn't recruit anybody, and the reason why is because I spent 50,000 gold pieces for a bribe inducement. So because I now have 2 bribe inducements, and I took my remaining 15,000 gold pieces and placed into the treasury. And the reason why I have those 2 bribe pieces is because I have a lot of secret weapons in this team, so I'm going to need all the bribes I can get to make it work. Now for my league points, I managed to score 3 league points for actually winning, actually giving my grand total to 4 league points in total. My new record now is at 1 win, 0 losses, and 1 draw, and my new team value is at 1,155 points. So that's good for this, you guys. As always, please feel free to like, comment, and or subscribe. Your guys' input is invaluable to us as always. Also check us out on Facebook, Instagram, as well as blogger.com for all the latest greatest hobby news related to this channel. That's good for this week, guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out and stay classy.